Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Morning Wood podcast. Now, this is a very special episode, which is going to become a weekly sort of series. I know you're thinking Terry and Bisbee sound very different. Well, that is because today's episode is recorded by myself. I am Max Drinkwater James. I am a player for the second team, but I am also the regular producer of the normal Morning Wood podcast. So I'm the man behind the camera who usually get Terry and Bisbee to stop talking on for so long. What this special sort of episode is going to become is a weekly update of all the rugby that has gone on in Blackwood with the senior and youth teams, as well as some previews for the weekend and a preview for a very special guest we have lined up for next week, which Bisbee has been going on about for ages and he is very excited about, and he has very good reason too, so stick around for that one. Firstly, let's get on with last weekend's action. So all three teams were in action from Blackwood, with the first team, second team and youth team all having games. The first team came away 27-12 wins over Dowlas. This came from a Callum Gledel drop goal, 2 tries from Lewis Garrard, a try from Ben Stokes and a try from Joel Patterson. So they kicked off their Division 1 campaign with a win, and this weekend they don't have a game, they have a bye, so they are rested up plenty ahead of their next game. For the second, they travelled all the way up to Gwynaford in a repeat of last year's Athletics League Bowl final, where this time they came away 40-29 winners. Tries from Callum White, Yeston Jones, Thomas White and Naaman Morris were topped off by a double from Rhys Prosser. This time the Griffins are away to Bedwas this weekend, which is guaranteed to be a very good game. Always is between the Griffins and Bedwas, two very good teams. So if you want to get along to that, it's on Saturday down at Bedwas. Make sure to get along and support the boys. And the youth came away 48-0 winners over Blaenavon. Tries from the youth from Riley Gummer, Ethan Hughes, Rowan Smart, Finley Carpenter, Regan Mahoney, as well as 2 from Callum Clewy and 2 from Liam White. Gave the youth quite a convincing win in their first game of the season. So overall, a positive start to the year for the Wood. 3 wins from 3 and really looking good for the year. Now let's get on to this next guest. This guest has been, ever since we created this podcast, it has been the one that Bisbee's wanted. It's been the one that Bisbee has looked forward to the most, and he has very good reason to. So, before I reveal the guest, I'm going to give you some clues, and if you want to play along at home, whether you can figure out who it actually is before I reveal it. So, this guest is a former Welsh international. He has played for the likes of Pontypool and Newport, and he played his junior years in Blackwood under Bisbee's father, Sid Bisp. I'll give you a little second. So, next week's guest is, of course, the great Kevin Mosley. Now, Kevin has been on Bisbee's radar for a long old time, so what next week's episode will be is the life of Kevin Mosley, and also a nice tribute to Sid Bisp, who was very influential on Kevin's career, and I'm sure Bisbee will have plenty of stories to tell about that, about his father and the relationship together and how that shaped Kevin's career. So stick along for that one. It's guaranteed to be a great one. It's going to be a bit of a longer episode next week as well, so there'll be a bit more for you to listen to. But the support so far on the podcast has been absolutely incredible. We've just smashed over 1,000 views on the last episode, so that is hugely appreciated. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe. We're nearly there at 100 subscribers, which will be a first major milestone for the podcast, which is always huge. If you're listening on Spotify, don't forget to drop us a follow and 5-star rate. It is hugely appreciated, as again, like I said, the support so far on the podcast has been absolutely incredible. So if we can continue that and to continue to grow the podcast, then it'll just be a great thing overall for the club. Stick along for next week as well, because there will be another podcast like this reviewing this week's rugby action, looking over any scores and looking ahead to the weekend next. So yeah, stick along for that, and stick along for the podcast with Kevin Mosley. It's guaranteed to be a great one. There'll be some great stories, some funny ones, but also, especially for the younger generation, I think it'll be a good one to learn about someone from around our area who was hugely influential on Welsh rugby. So I have been Max Drinkwater James. I've been your host. This has been Morning Wood, and have a great day.